Hi. There's moss in my way, or in your way, or in our way. I hope that's okay. It's I'm in a beach forest right now, um, and it's raining. So this video probably won't be very long. I apologize. Uh, but sometimes you kind of have to be in a forest when it's raining. Um, I'm kind of in one of those times right now. Anyway, thanks for being here. Yeah, let's see. It's like mid-November now. Uh, got lots of memories going. Uh, yeah. So it was about a year ago today that I went to go see my sister a little early for Thanksgiving. She lived in Luxembourg, and I was in France with my abusive ex-husband, soon-to-be ex-husband. And Yeah, I came out here to visit her. I've always been really fascinated how, we mark like anniversaries like birthdays, you know? It's like literally anniversary, like, turn of the year. Uh, and and the turning of a year, and it's a little bit like a Ferris wheel. I, I don't know if you like Ferris wheels or not. I do. They scare the fuck out of me. But sometimes when I need to like do some really hardcore internal magic, I'll get on a Ferris wheel. The bigger the better. And just kind of feel the turn of life, feel the turn of the year, I guess. And yeah, the turn of the year, like every year on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, I turn another year older. That's, I don't really, I don't really need to remember that because I kind of feel it, even though getting older doesn't really feel like much. But, and then we remember anniversaries or, the anniversary of someone's death, and all of that stuff. Um, but there's like these more subtle anniversaries, as it were, turns of the year that, when we kind of hit that cycle, um, just like when you're on a Ferris wheel, when you see the same place again, you remember, oh, yeah, I saw this before, but when I saw this before, I was like this, or I was thinking this, or I was smelling this, or eating this, or feeling this, or whatever. And yeah, so right now I'm feeling a turn cycle on the wheel of the year where I'm realizing, wow, okay, a year ago I was scared shitless. I was terrified. I was worried I was going to be hit again. Couldn't figure out who the fuck I was. Um, my sense of self and soul had been so crushed that I didn't know who I was, and I was just doing everything I could to try to remember who I was. And you know, a year later, almost a year later, since I've fled, that was the 9th of December. And all of that stuff is coming back because, you know, it turns. And this time I'm in a much better place. But the emotions still arise in the same way where, you smell something, somebody's perfume or cologne or whatever from, someone you liked or didn't like, and they're there, or they're not there, but you smell it again because someone else is wearing it. You have all of these memories come back to you of the original thing, but then the situation has changed. You have changed, they're not here, or maybe they have changed. So it's like that. Like I'm feeling all of those emotions, though the situation itself has changed. Anyway, so in a couple of weeks, I have to, go meet in front of a judge to go talk about it. The official way that works in France is it's kind of like a reconciliation thing. The judge, because they're Catholic, they have to figure out if it's possible to save the marriage. It isn't. So I have to go do that in a couple of weeks. And I'll be kind of frank, like the last month have been really rough. God, not with my relationship. My relationship is amazing. The man I'm with now is fucking incredible. And part of me is like, I don't think half of this stuff would have been even possible if he hadn't been there. But yeah, like other things, just working on doing a transition for the press that I run. Swarming through or drowning, swimming, I don't know, through a bunch of work. It's getting a little cold, so I'm gonna put on my bomber jacket. I'm gonna put it on backwards because there is a hunt tomorrow here, and I don't know if there's also independent hunters hunting today. I think the one tomorrow is where they make lots of noise to try to chase all the animals out of the woods. Very sporting of them, huh? But yeah, so I'm orange right now. Did I tell you all of this? My bomber jacket, black. The reverse of it's orange, like all bomber jackets, and so I don't have to buy a hunting vest. I feel like this camera's kind of... It's sometimes really hard to find good places to put a tripod in a forest because there aren't any even surfaces, and that's good. Like, we don't go into the forest because we want even surfaces. We don't go into life because we want even surfaces. Yeah. Anyway, so most of these things are almost done. It's weird. In a way, I've sort of put really, really profound, important, creative things on hold while trying to deal with this other stuff in the same way that, you know, it's really hard to think really deep thoughts when you don't know what you're going to have for dinner and you're really hungry, you know? So I've been kind of working through all of the really important, complicated things that kind of kill creativity. And I'm almost done. I'm going to send off a bunch of paperwork last week. Did that. Have some other paperwork for something else to do next week. I'm almost done with that. Oh, so the video. This is a beech forest. Beech are a lot like alder, just really big. Really big, really tall. But they're a lot like alder with the trunks almost look like steel, almost metal. It's super quiet in here. I can hear an airplane further on, but as soon as I found this place today, I have not been in this place yet. Just overwhelmed by quiet. Well, it's good. But I was trying to take a video of a dry stream bed. It's really deep. Looking at it right now, which means I'm looking away from the camera. Sorry, but it obviously used to run a lot, but it's completely dry, and it's raining right now. It hasn't rained for a couple of days, but it's been pretty wet. And I think why it's dry now is climate change. Damn it. Yeah, France, Germany, Luxembourg, like, you know, all of Northern Europe is the climate has changed a whole lot. You know, I told you about the oak processional spinners that are France, Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, all of that. You know, and they came up from Turkey, and there's nothing to kill them, so they kind of just took over, and they're awful. But there's also not been any snow, or a whole lot of snow, in this whole region in the north for a long time. When I lived in Rennes, I saw snow once. It was just for like 2 hours and it was gone. And that's not exactly unusual, but you know, in Metz, you know, it hasn't snowed. Luxembourg, it snowed, I guess, once or twice last year. Germany, like in this area, it's just, things have changed. So looking at that stream, it's obvious that it's either been running for a long time, but it's not running now, which is weird. Some of that could be deforestation. The forests hold on to water and they release it slowly, so the streams kind of keep going. But I think a lot of it is just gone snow. I mean, no snow. Oh, and I dropped that. Sorry. I'm sitting on a branch next to this tree. Is that any better? I do love this moss though. When there's a large snowpack, you know, over a month or two, and then it melts quickly, you know, then it creates streams with lots of force. It's raining a lot. I thought I heard a hunting dog. I hope not. But I'm orange, so it's okay. Yeah, so it's dry now, and I think it's because, you know, this area doesn't see snow. Like, there are all these mountains that used to be snow-capped and they aren't anymore. This is fucking sad. Yeah. To be honest, sometimes I go back and forth between like focusing on everything that's like in front of me and how difficult that is sometimes, and then focusing on how bad everything is for everyone and how difficult that is going to be for everyone. And sometimes it's kind of a relief to think about those things than it is to think about your own problems. I'll be honest. I think everybody who's ever done any activism kind of can admit that, you know, you find the best activists ever, and, you know, there's some degree to which they're doing this shit so they don't have to think about their own problems. You can tell people I said that, because I was one of those. Yeah, I feel bad about that dry stream, but you know, we'll see in a couple of months. This rain is nice, and it just picked up again. I'm gonna get wet when I go home, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. Anyway, so yeah, I was talking about turns of the year. It's funny, because usually when there's some bad turn of the year, you know, we tend to kind of forget all of the good things that happened during that turn of the year. Like, for example, like December was probably the hardest month for me last year than it had been in forever. I always kind of liked December. 7 years ago, I was in Ireland for Newgrange around solstice, winter solstice. And I was in Wales right before that. I've had some amazing Novembers, you know, and I've had some amazing Decembers. And then I just had one really bad, scary one. That was pretty crazy. Oh, now I remember. It's the other reason why I like this is all big is tomorrow is technically the anniversary of that wedding. So 2 years ago tomorrow, I got married to someone who hurt me really bad. That's almost done. And I think this video is done too, because it's really raining. Sorry I don't have much more profound to talk about right now. I was hoping to, but I needed to talk about my shit, which is also pretty profound. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe it was just fun to listen to. I love you all though, and yeah, I will talk to you next week. And I am gonna ride my bike home. And try not to get too wet. But I can change my clothes when I get home. It's no problem. Anyway, hope you're well. Thanks again for all of your support, and I'll see you next week.